Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Santiago. I'm a mentor of FRC Team 419 where I'm Riptide. And if you're watching this, you're probably a member of the team. Um, I'm making this video to kind of show you how to make a door plate for the fundraiser. Um, just a little video. Hopefully it won't take that long. Hopefully it won't be too long for you to watch. But if you're watching this, you probably are wanting to learn how to design one, right? So yeah, I was part of the team. Now I'm a mentor. Now I'm at Santa Fe College, just for background, a little bit of background. So if you have any questions after this, let Miss Busher know, and she should know, or she can ask me, or however that works. So what we're gonna do first is, of course, we're gonna if this is just gonna be like if you've never used Onshape before. So I'm just gonna do like a little introduction. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and click create, or if you already have a document that you're working on, you can just go into that document and whatever name it might be. I'm just gonna put example nameplate just because I'm just making this video, but it can be anything that it can be any name, right? If there's a specific one you have to use, then just use that one. You'll start off with a part studio and assembly. You won't need the assembly, so you can just delete the assembly, just to have less documents. And then just name this whatever you want, whatever nameplate or door plate you're doing, whatever person you're doing. For example, we're just going to name this example nameplate. Okay, so we're going to start off with all the views, top right, top, front, and right. The one that we're going to need is the front view. So you can just technically hide the right view with this little eye icon right here. You can hide the right view, and then you can hide the top view with this little eye icon right here, hide top. You just won't need them, so it's just good to make it easier for you to view things. And then at first, you have the front view. You guys go ahead and click the sketch button and click front view. And then before we do anything, we're going to go ahead and click the little pencil icon and next to sketch one. And that lets us rename the sketch. And we're going to name it base sketch. So now it's base, so keep things organized. And what we're going to do, and this is for the door plate, just as a reminder, what we're designing is we're going to go ahead and make a center point rectangle. As you can see here, where I'm trying to go, where my mouse is right now, instead of corner rectangle, I'm just going to put center point rectangle, which is R on your keyboard too if you like short keys. And then you're just going to pan out, and it doesn't really matter where you click, so you can just click out and just left click. And then we're going to go ahead and click the dimension key, or D on your keyboard, and dimension this to be 10 inches. And then the height to be 2 inches. And if your stuff isn't already in inches, you can just change it right here. So you see the little three lines at the top left. Change it and go to workspace properties. Nope, hold on. Not properties, my bad. I always mess these two up. Workspace units, and then this is where you change it from inches to millimeters to whatever you want to use. I use inches primarily for most of my designs currently, so that's why I'm using inches. And then just go in inches, and just it's supposed to be 2 inches by 10 inches, as you can see here. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and click construction or Q on your keyboard and then click line. This just makes a construction line. A construction line is a line that is not permanent. You just use it for your reference. It won't show up in anything that you do. It's just for your reference. And then, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the center of this line right here. As you can see, it makes like a little square. Click that and then go down to the other center and left click and then press escape. And that just makes a little reference of this is the middle of the rectangle. This is where it is, and this is the point that it is. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and click text tool, and then just it can be really anywhere. Just left click and drag. It can be a little rectangle that you drag, and then left click up or release your left click, and that'll release the text box. And in that text box, This is where you put the name of the teacher that you're doing or whatever it is that you're doing. For this one, I'm just going to put middle school counseling just as an example. This is a previous door plate that I did. Let me make sure I spelled counseling correct. I did not. Counseling. Okay. It can be whatever font you like. I usually use Noto Sans Japanese because it's been one of the most clear ones that show up well when you print it. And you can just put the green check mark, and then there you have it. So you can just move it all around because remember when it's blue lines, it means it's not dimension completely, and when it's black lines, it is dimension completely. Since it's all blue lines, you can move wherever you want because it's not dimensioned yet. What you're going to do is going to go ahead and click Shift S on your keyboard or point, and then you're going to go ahead and click the point in the middle of this line here. Have that point, and then you're going to go ahead and click coincident or I on your keyboard. And this is a constraint. So what I'm doing is coincident means when I hit this point and I click this other point, the origin, it's going to connect the two. So now you can't move it out. It's not escaping now. It connected the 2 points. Next thing we're going to do is that it's still blue because we still have to dimension the text. You can't dimension every single letter. What you do is you dimension the lines surrounding the letters, the rectangle. So we're going to go ahead and click the length of it to be 9 inches. And then there you go. It's completely dimensioned. Since I put 9 inches, it extended it. So now you can go ahead and press check mark. And then now you have your base sketch. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to extrude the name or the text that we just did. Go ahead and press the pencil tool and name extrude. And keep it at new. And it should work. Hold on. No, do not. You're going to go ahead and want to click every text. So every letter. Make sure it's only the letter that you extrude. Because if you click, for example, this line right here, it messes the whole thing up. Or if you click the, I don't know, what is it? Like, for example, if it shows you to click everything, it'll like erase it. So you want to make sure you click the individual letter itself. There you go. And instead of 1 inch depth, I'm going to do 0.1 inches. Click check mark. And you'll see that it's only the text that has been extruded. That's completely fine. You want to go ahead and click the eye icon in front of base sketch, and instead of it being hidden, you're just going to want to show it. And then what we're going to do is going to do another extrude or shift E, and we're going to go ahead and click the rectangle that we sketched, and we're going to name this base extrude or base dash extrude. Once we click that rectangle, that's actually a sketch. Never mind. Give me a second. There we go. So now it's extrude. Base extrude. Make sure it's set to new, and you're just going to want to extrude at 0.05. The reason it's 0.05 is because I measured the door width of like where it's stationed on each PKM door, and that was like the width that it needed to be for it to slide inside of the slot that it has for names correctly. So you're going to want to extrude the base, and then you want to make sure you extrude these gaps here in the middle. This counts as the base. And then once you do that, you want to put check mark, and there you have it. You have your extruded, completed door plate. Now, what you want to do, just for like visual, just for your own reference, is that you have all these different colored letters. I go ahead and I go to the parts, and I go to the end of the letter, and I press shift and hold it down shift, and then right click and then click edit appearance, and just make whatever color you want. I'm picking, hold on, oh boy, hold on. Only the letters. That's the letter, right? No. Oh, there you go. Press shift, or press right click, change the color. There you go, it's all black now. And then click the rest, and just do like another color. Just do white. There you go. So now you can see the difference between the two. The reason why we extruded it as new and we have all these different parts is that once we upload this to the printer software that we use, it's easier to change colors when they're different parts. It'll still print as one piece. It's just that when it's identified as, hey, this letter is a different part than the base, it's just easier to change the color. That's why you have all these parts. Unfortunately, right, you have a lot of parts, but in reality, when you print it, it'll all turn out alright. This is good when you want to color different things. So for example, when it's printed, it'll be a different color, the letters with the base. It'll be two different colors to differentiate, to provide contrast. So you want to make sure it's different parts for each letter. So now you have your door plate. There you go. Now, just like a little thing is that if you're sketching the PK Young logo, if it's a door plate with the PK Young logo, instead of the name, or you still have the name of where the teacher is, but in addition to the name, you have to upload the image of PK Young where it says enter image or DXF. You want to click the bottom arrow right here and click enter image, and then you have to upload the PK Young logo and you have to sketch the PK Young logo on it. But I don't know how many PK Young logos, nameplates you have or door plates, but this is a door plate with only like doing the name of the person, which I know you have requests for too. So after you do that, you let Ms. Brewster know that you completed your door plate for whatever door plate you're designing. So hopefully it helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching.